What's going on, everybody? This is day 7 of our 7-day Technology Detox. We made it the entire 7 days.
Amazingly. So this is Sunday, our last day of our Technology Detox. And it's starting out to be a really good day so far. Me and Trey woke up, we were the first ones up this morning, and he came and sat with me while I was reading my Bible at the table, and he brought his Jesus Storybook Bible over, which I highly recommend. And we sat and read a story about the Holy Spirit coming and filling up Jesus' disciples. I definitely want to make sure as we're coming out of this detox that we keep doing our little devotional time together, because that was really special, huh, Baba? So what we're going to do really quick this morning before church is we are going to take the caterpillar cocoon lid off and put it in its new habitat so that they can break out into butterflies here soon. And then we're going to head to church. So it's going to be a good last day, and it is officially over this afternoon. Later afternoon is when it'll be 7 days exactly. So yay! Here's to a wonderful, it's been a wonderful week, and here's to another good day. Going to take the lid off. They've been hardening for a few days. Cotton swab the silk off from around them and then put them in there, and they're gonna in a few days come out as butterflies.
So today, we want to just take a minute and recap some of our thoughts during the week and give you guys a few tips for if you want to do something like this yourself and more customize it towards yourself or your family. So here's our 3 tips for a technology detox.
So first of all, I just want to share a couple of the benefits that we have experienced this week while we've been just off of all extra technology. For one, I feel like my mind hasn't been as cluttered. It feels like I've had more time to get these things done, and I've just been more at peace, I think, and I don't know if you felt that way too.
Yeah.
But just less clutter, less stuff cluttering up my mind from just looking at social media nonstop or
there's more clarity.
Yeah, there's more clarity.
We talked about that in one of our daily videos during this tech detox. There was more of that sense of peace or clarity because there wasn't anything running in the background. There wasn't all this background noise that wasn't our kids, It was, and I don't know why, but for some reason that peace kind of just felt good.
Yeah, it did. And I feel like we have both been just more emotionally and mentally present, here, instead of like just going to watch TV as a comfort thing and as a thing to make us happy. It's like we've been creating our own peace in our home and our own fun things to do.
Yeah.
And we've just been more in control of what we're
what we're doing, what we're feeling, what we're putting in our minds, and it's been really refreshing. So I think we want that to continue. I feel like we've been just more emotionally and mentally present this week. Instead of using the TV, shows to sit down and find happiness and find comfort in that, we've been creating our own happiness as a family and our own comfort in our home with each other, and it's just been really refreshing. I think that we want that feeling to continue, and so that's why we're gonna set some guidelines on how much we're gonna introduce back in very slowly.
Just to tag off that, something I've really noticed beyond the just feeling more peace and more clarity is the days have just felt astronomically longer, so much longer.
And not necessarily in a bad way.
No, in a very good way. When you eliminate the number one distraction in your life, which for the majority of people is technology, social media, TV, movies, that sort of thing. When you eliminate the number one distraction, it makes you fully engage in other avenues, other areas.
Yeah.
And that in turn makes you feel like you have more time. You're not distracting hours and minutes in your day. You're fully engaging in those hours and minutes with other people or learning activities or whatever it is you're doing, work, whatever. And it enables you to, it makes the day feel longer in a good way, in a very good way.
It really does. Like I said, it feels like I've had more time to just get stuff done. I haven't been as stressed out, so it's been really nice.
In relation to that, our first tip for you guys would be, if you're wanting to do a tech detox of some kind, I would sit down and look at your life. Are you using technology as a distractionary tool? What I mean by this is, are you using technology to distract you from everything else going on in your life? Most people, I think, will leave the TV running in the background. They'll have their social media apps always pulled up on their phone so they get notifications and that sort of thing. Is it really just something you're using to fill your time? And if so, this detox may be perfect for you. Whether it's 1 day, 7 days, or some people do 30 days or more. Whatever the time frame is, our first tip would be, is it being used as a distractionary tool? And if so, this would be a great detox for you.
And I think the reason why the detox is so beneficial is that it breaks those habits that we fall into. Like you were talking about how it becomes habitual for us. We sit down, like I did on the first day of our detox, we sit down and we just automatically pull up Facebook. Or we sit down and we just turn on the TV without thinking because it's just such a habit. And the kids do that as well. They sit down and they grab their tablet and just start watching something without even asking mommy sometimes. And so this detox was so good because it broke that habit for us of just automatically going to those things without even thinking. And it got us out of that. And we noticed as the week went on, the kids weren't asking as much, can we watch a show? Can we do this or that? Because it just kind of broke that habit of going to that when we're bored. That's a really healthy thing. But even if you don't do the detox challenge for an amount of time, I think that the most important thing is to set guidelines. And that's what we're realizing for ourselves is that we need those boundaries, we need those guidelines, because it's so easy to fall into just that white noise space, just turn something on to have that white noise in the background. And so it's important to have guidelines, some guidelines that we want to set for ourselves. We haven't nailed them down exactly yet, but maybe limit the kids to just one show a day, whenever that might be during the day. Occasional family movie nights. And I know for me, I drastically want to cut back on how much I'm on social media, because I just realized throughout this week how much of a wasted time I was spending on that. And everything that I thought was important, I need to post that, or I need to say this in that group. It was like, no, I missed it for a week. I was out of it for a week, and nobody really missed any major thoughts from me, or, nobody really needed to hear that from me. Of course, when I do get back on Facebook tomorrow, I am posting some picture updates.
Facebook did not break because she wasn't on it.
Exactly. It's just healthy, so I want to cut back on my social media time every day. We're just setting some guidelines like that as we jump back into just a normal routine and come off of our staycation with all of our fun activities.
So like Amber just said, our second tip for you guys is to set guidelines. Whether if that's for doing your own tech detox, or if that's you don't want to do the tech detox, but you just want to kind of set some more boundaries and guidelines for your own lives right now regarding technology, that's our second tip. Definitely sit down, figure out different guidelines you can set to help remove those distractions and remove those habits. So in relation to that, our third tip for for you guys, if you're wanting to do a tech detox or if you're just wanting to set some more guidelines in your life, is the overarching theme of this entire detox for us has been we want to become more intentional with technology and less habitual with technology. A habit is something we do out of tendency. Being intentional with something is something we do because we have an aim or a plan behind it. We want to have an aim or a plan behind every time we're utilizing technology. We do not want it to be a tendency to just turn to technology, like to just turn to the TV or turn to social media or turn to whatever it is we're doing, or have the kids watch a show because we're stressed out or we need time or whatever we're trying to do. We do not want it to be a tendency. We do not want it to be a habit. We want this to be intentional. We want to intentionally be involved in the ways we're utilizing technology in our lives and in our kids' lives.
I think that technology is a tool that we can use, and we need to think of it as that. You know, Facebook is a tool to communicate with other people, to keep in touch with people and update our lives, to do business and different things like that. It shouldn't be something that we just use as constant entertainment. Occasional entertainment, yes, definitely, but not something that I'm using, you know, all throughout my day as entertainment, because then I'm missing out on the more important things and I'm losing track of my priorities during the day.
I think this is ironic because we're posting a 10-minute video of us talking on YouTube about technology. And for those of you who are sticking through the whole video, thank you. Because it is kind of ironic that we're trying to limit social media, limit technology, but we're utilizing it for our YouTube channel, for our blog, and all this other stuff. But I think there's good to be had with technology. We're not saying there's not any good with technology. So if you didn't catch all those tips, you can go to our blog at ourjourneytobliss.com. And today's blog will have those tips on there for if you're going to do your own detox or if you're just wanting to kind of restrict technology in your own lives and be more intentional with it rather than let it be a habit in your own lives. Visit our blog, ourjourneytobliss.com. You can hit the follow button, and that way you'd be notified if we ever post a blog, which we do pretty regularly now. We love hearing from you guys and your comments. We read every single comment that's ever been posted. We read them all, and whenever this detox is done later this evening, we're gonna get on there either tonight or tomorrow, and we're gonna reply to every single comment that you guys have posted since the detox. We've just tried to been limiting that since we started.
So hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and we would love to hear your comments on our week and on your plans if you're wanting to try a detox or if you're just planning to set some guidelines for yourself and your family. We'd love to hear them. We'd love for you to comment and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate you guys following our journey to bliss. Thanks so much for following us, and we'll see you guys in the next video.